There's a new COVID strain, JN.1. Not that anybody will notice it, so if you catch it, it'll be your own fault. Yeah, still lots of people catching COVID at the moment. Here in the UK, especially in England. Yeah. The Scottish Government, of course, they stopped publishing it, even though there's still cases in my local hospital along the road there. Funny that, isn't it? Arseholes. So, over roughly between 400 and 600 every week in England. And you can check this out on the government's actual website. Just type in to Google COVID cases. COVID deaths 2023, and the government's website will come up. The government's still recording it, strangely enough, even though they helped to quieten it all down. They're still recording it. And between 400 to 600 a week die in England in hospitals. And don't give me the nonsense that they're not vaccinated. Yes, they are. They're not actually. Because they're vaccinated, they're not vaccinated. But that's another matter. I'm not going into all that bollocks. So that's why they still catch it and they still die. And I've got a friend who's had it 5 times. Unbelievably, man. 5 times he's had it. And he's been jammed up to his eyeballs, you know. Unbelievable. So anyway, this JN.1 started, it was first discovered in India. This was only a few weeks back, it was discovered in India. And since then it spread to, I think it was 40 countries. Tells you on here, I know. Once I click it. 41 countries. The new variant is spread across 41 countries, and the World Health Organization categorises it as a variant of interest. Yeah. Nobody knows what it's capable of yet. Saying that, obviously they should, because the people in India, obviously people in India's got it, that's why they know. As it's around, obviously. So what's happening to them? I don't know. They don't seem to tell you that one, strangely enough. A new strain of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes the coronavirus pandemic 4 years ago. Yeah, I suppose that is 2019, yeah. And that's what it's called, COVID-19. You don't get, I don't know. You don't get COVID-19 anymore, actually. It's been rebred by other different variants that much that you don't get COVID-19 anymore. It's just other variants. In any case, the World Health Organization on Tuesday categorised JN.1 as a variant of interest after first being spotted in the United States. That is not true. It was first spotted in India. Apparently it was first spotted in the United States, according to this, in September. The variant is spread across 41 countries. No, it was first detected in India. As you usually are, strangely enough, because they've got a huge population, that's why. They've got a bigger population than America's got. And there's less ways for them to keep out of the road of each other. Not that anybody does in Western countries anyway, they're stupid. So anyway, yeah, it's been detected in dozens of countries, it says there, after it tells you 41 countries. The new variant is now being closely monitored by public health agencies across the world due to its increased transmission rate. Here's what there is to know about the strain that's currently at risk. The new coronavirus strain JN.1 has risen from the most recent variant before it, named BA.2.86. The latter is itself part of the lineage of the Omicron variant, a more severe strain of COVID-19 that peaked last year. Each virus has its own unique spike proteins. We know all this, enabling them to infect cells and cause certain symptoms. Additional changes and mutations in the DNA sequence of those spikes indicate the emergence of a new variant of the virus. It also determines how effective it can be at killing you as well. Those spikes, and they're not usually spikes. They're little battens under a microscope. They're not actually spikes under a microscope. They're battens. Every other virus has spikes. They're called spikes anyway, and they're made up of proteins. But COVID's always been little battens, sort of a lot stickier than a normal spike on a virus, so it clings more, affecting people more, infecting people more, and it can grab a hold of you more, and it can do more damage to you than an ordinary virus with just spikes on it and not buttons. You should Google that. Doesn't tell you that here, of course. Why I don't know. Variants can differ in terms of their severity, contagion, and response to treatments. You don't get treatments for it. You only get therapies. Duh. Wakey, Al Jazeera. Wakey, fucking wakey. Fuck's sake. The new variant exhibits a greater genetic divergence from its predecessor, significantly on ongoing evolution of the virus. Yeah, we know that. It'll keep evolving and keep evolving. One of these times, there'll be a big one. I'm still waiting on the big one. I said it for the past 2 years, and longer than that, probably. Yeah, there will be. That's the way viruses work. If people don't stay out the way of each other and they keep passing it to each other willy-nilly, you get points where the virus it looks really big and like everybody's got it. That's what it looks like and stuff. And then it will start dying down again. It does that on its own. But it's not a virus that's dying down. It's just the circumstances, the way viruses work inside human bodies or animal bodies. Any animal bodies, humans or otherwise, if you get them all congregated in one huge, big, massive community, and you have them all mixing, obviously it'll get worse, and it'll get worse, and they'll all get affected. Whether it's pigs or monkeys or humans or whatever, makes no odds. And then it dies down eventually, not because they've all had it, but it does. People can get infected more than twice, actually. There's a point. There's been cases in the world like that, like my mate, for instance. Yeah, 5 times. And yet, before he was inoculated, well, he wasn't everybody thinks he got inoculated. Before he got jabbed, he never contracted COVID. He never had COVID in the first place. He just went down like all other silly bastards in Britain did, and believed the Tories, the Conservative government, and they all went and got it. And I had my doubts straight away, because I would already been looking at it online on university websites around the world about viruses in general and things. And I'm thinking, no way, man. The minute they all started shouting out a vaccine, I was like, no, it's too soon. That's why most of your doctors don't get it either. And a lot of them, it's still hard to get a hold of them, isn't it? Because they know the virus is still around. Yeah. While where are yeah, while BA2 86 has 20 mutations in its spike proteins, JN.1 has 21. Well, we're doing it. It's the next one after it. Of course, it's going to. Jesus. The one before BA 2.86 had 19. I can guarantee you that much. You want to bet? For fuck's sake! Why are they telling us this utter shite? And the next one after JN.1 will have 22 spike proteins on it. And the one after that will have 23. And the one after that will have 24. Need to go on. For God's sake. What is it with news companies? Why can't they do know? We know this bollocks. So anyway, the Centres for Disease and Control over in the States and Prevention have named this additional mutation L455S. Why, I don't know. It said it may be helping the virus to evade responses from our immune systems. Fuck off. No fucking way. Stick your fake vaccines up your arses, man. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah. That's a good job Boris Johnson's that. It's still a Prime Minister, isn't it? He'd been right onto this right away. Yeah. And all the gullible mugs will believe him again. Yeah, but they're probably telling the truth about that, but no, if anybody comes up with another so-called vaccine, Jesus. I mean, me, I've not been, well, nobody's been vaccinated, as I say, it wasn't a vaccination, but that's what they're calling it. I never got jabbed with it, did I? Fuck. They offered me, they offered me the chance to be exclusively jabbed down at my local baths, my local swimming baths. And I thought to myself, bunch of amateur cunts, go fuck yourselves. It's not bad enough that these companies come out with something that they wanted to call a vaccine. But it's not, obviously. That's why a majority of people, that's got COVID here in the UK, and it'll be the same all around the world too, have actually been jabbed tons of times. And something like 98% of the population of Britain's got a jab. So chances are anybody that catches COVID has been jabbed. And if it's a proper vaccine, then its efficacy won't go downhill either. Not as quickly as they were proclaiming it was doing within 6 months or 3 months, 12 weeks it was, wasn't it? And I was thinking to myself, bugger off, no way. Who's going to get jabbed every 12 weeks? The British public would have, actually. They're dumb enough. And you can't keep doing that. You can't keep jabbing populations all the time like you're willy-nilly. Even if it was a real vaccine. But if it was a real vaccine, you'd only need one jab every 1 or 2 years. Probably every 2 years or something. To be on the safe side, you get boosted in the second year after you've been inoculated. If it was a proper vaccine, that is. But well, anyway, can't help. So in any case, experiencing a COVID-19 infection, you don't. It's a JN.1 infection now. COVID-19 is just the name of the very first, just the very first one that was found at the time, because they found it in 2019. It's COVID, it's a COVID variant, it's a COVID virus. It's a coronavirus, so they called it COVID. And the 2019. This is 2023, and this is JN.1 for God's sake, and we've already had BA 2.86 before that, and a whole host of other ones before that. So no, why they're calling it COVID-19, I'll never know. Half-wits. It's not. Idiots. COVID-19 doesn't exist anymore. These new variants exist. That's just the name of the very first variant. COVID-19, no. Anyway, according to this bollocks, experiencing a COVID-19 infection or getting vaccinated. Don't make me laugh. Typically, it enables the immune system's antibodies to fight off the virus when it's exposed to it again. Doesn't work for all the people in England's hospitals every week that die of it. Ask them before they kick a bucket. Why not? You won't be allowed in because you'll catch it in these wards. You should look at that government website, English government website. Type into Google. Just type into Google COVID-19 deaths 2023. Click search. First thing it'll pop up on Google. Very first, number one thing on your list on Google will give you will be the government's website. Click it. Don't not click it, just click it. And it will tell you. It's updated every Thursday. Yeah, see, I know that because of, I haven't been keeping my eye on it or anything, but last time I looked at it was a couple of months ago. Yeah, it's updated every Thursday, usually about 6 o'clock at night. Yeah, tells you on it anyway. Last updated, it'll be a Thursday, and it'll probably be roughly about 6 o'clock at night. And it gives you all the figures. I was quite actually. I don't know why they're still doing that, because that current government were the ones that brushed it under the carpet, and the general public are dumb enough to go along with it because they're dumb. That's why they all got jabbed with something that was called a vaccine. I can say this now because that's gone now. Every once in a while, every few months, you hear somebody from the Tories happen to mention about a possible, another possible, as I would call it, an onslaught of jabs, and fuck that. And a friend of mine, anyway, that got jabbed, not the one that's had COVID 5 times, but the other one that's never had COVID, actually, strangely enough, and they fire about all over the place. It's just by chance they haven't caught it yet. Try telling them that. They said, well, they're not going to get another booster again. I don't blame them. And I said to them, it's entirely up to you. I can't. I said that to him before. A friend of mine, they're asking my advice before they even got their first job. And I said, well, I can only tell you what I believe, what I know. But what I know and what I believe might not necessarily be 100% truth. Well, truth as far as I'm concerned, but it might not be 100% factual, because I'm not a scientist. I wouldn't say doctor, because doctors don't know much about it. They're only following the scientists. The real scientists is not researchers from pharmaceutical companies. There's a difference. They never call they never say they've got scientists. They all say they've got researchers. There's a huge fucking difference. So anyway, you'll never get a doctor following researchers from pharmaceutical companies. They always follow proper scientists. And the proper scientists, well before COVID-19 came along, said nay to a vaccine that soon. You can't get a vaccine on anything that soon. A brand new virus that's coming along and nobody knows anything about it. How can you make a vaccine for a virus you know fuck all about? Yeah, the British public believed it all. They believed all the shite from the Conservative government. Them that don't trust the Tories. Yeah, they do. They may as well vote Tory next year. A lot of them. Arseholes, man. And, I never said a thing about it all the time because you had all these anti-vaxxers out on the streets of London. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't understand people like that. There was anti-vaxxers in America too. And a lot of anti-vaxxers in America died from COVID-19. Own faults for spreading false information across the internet. And then David Icke, stupid bastard, he tried to make out that you can catch COVID. What was it? You can catch COVID off of 5G transmitters. What the fuck was that all about? I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what the fuck are you doing? Fucking Jesus. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here just now doing this. True. Very first time he showed up on television, the Terry Wogan show. I think everybody knows about that, even the ones that never saw it. I actually did see it, way back in the early 1990s. And he did it for a reason. Everybody thought he was a crackpot. I thought he was a crackpot. I said, this guy's a fucking loony, He proclaimed to be a son of God. He did it for a particularly good reason, though. But he didn't tell anybody that at the time. Dressed in a stupid tracksuit, silky tracksuit, But it wasn't long after that, a year after that or something, or just under a year after that, he done that documentary on the Bilderberg group. And I thought to myself, what's that arsehole that was on Terry Wogan? But I watched it anyway. And actually, I was surprised when I saw that documentary. And yeah, Bilderberg group was a real group. Have your Tories and your Labour, even your Labour were mixed up in the Bilderberg group. And they probably still are today. I don't think it's a thing anymore. They've got the what do you call it again? The WEF. No. Well, that's the same thing. They used to get Bilderbergers. They all came together and they used to hold meetings on what they were going to do to people in the world next. Basically, how they were going to carry on ruling the world, so to speak. Yeah. But anyway, at the time, when on that documentary, you can see these black Mercedes cars all sitting here, there, and everywhere. These homeless blokes wearing sunglasses. They were wearing sunglasses and black suits, just on an American TV movie, man. And he called them Bilderberg security. It turned out they were. So they followed him. And then they stopped behind him when he stopped. And he came out of his car and he walked over and he tapped the window. No response whatsoever out of any of the two of them. They just sat there. He didn't even look around at them or nothing. He just sat there. They just sat there for long as here. They didn't move. So rather than him standing there tapping the window all day, he just went back into his car. Yeah. Arseholes, man. That's what they were, arseholes. Yeah, it turned out with two. That was his very first documentary. But anyway, getting away from him anyway. Experience, yeah, brilliant. That's the end of that, actually. Experience of COVID-19 infection or getting vaccinated typically enables immune systems. Only for a very short period of time now. No, that's bollocks, that, by the way. That's complete utter shit. That makes people believe that, oh, if I catch a virus, whether it be COVID or any other virus, right, all my antibodies are all going to kick in, and I'm going to be immune to it. I'm going to get better. What? Why do you think you need vaccines, real vaccines, in the first place? If that was the case, then there wouldn't be any such thing. Nobody would ever have heard of a bloody vaccine. That's for the COVID-19 ones. And COVID-19 ones, they were just a fucking con. They were. I don't care what anybody says, what anybody fucking thinks. What I'm saying about that, they can say what they like. They can do what they like. Nobody gives a flying fuck. If you're dumb enough to get vaccinated, you're not vaccinated, actually. And that's why Boris Johnson, after the first 3 or 4 weeks of issuing those jabs down England before he even came up here to Scotland, he was on TV banging on, trying to cover his own arse, shouting out, "You'll still have to wear masks and you still have to do social distancing." Social distancing didn't work. 2 meters, piss off. If somebody coughs at you and you're 2 meters away and they've got a virus, whether it be cold or flu or COVID-19 or JN.1, whatever, doesn't matter, whatever, and it can be passed on that way, then it will be passed on to you that way. You're on 2 meters away, that's nothing. If I sat here and I just coughed, my cough just bounced off the wall across there that quickly. And as it travels, it travels out of here like that. A cough. Now, sneeze is something completely different. That's messy. A sneeze is going to fill this whole room up, by the way. Which I did earlier on. Because luckily one of them got COVID. And secondly, well, JN.1, whatever. And secondly, there's nobody else in the room anyway. So if I was in the room myself, I had COVID-19 and I'd be coughing all over the place in here. This room would be full of it. And if somebody came to my door and I was stupid enough to let them in, that would be my responsibility. So if they catch it and it treats them really bad and they end up in hospital on a ventilator and they die, that's my responsibility for letting them in. When I knew that I had it in the first place. The British public don't give a fuck about things like that though. They don't care. They don't think they'll get any responsibility for anything. And when it came to COVID-19, that was definitely fucking true. But anyway, the JN.1, it says on here that it was first spotted in America, but it wasn't. First time I heard about it was 3 days ago. It was first spotted in India. Most of the last strains are all first spotted in India too, strangely enough. I don't know why they're all starting over there. But Al Jazeera, I don't know where they got that information from. Yeah, man, you got some class in there. Families living in Gaza, we know that. something else that I've seen there. Famine, we know. Deadly Israeli attacks. That's what it was. Yeah, we know that all their attacks are fucking deadly, aren't they? Yeah, I don't know. Why do they tell you these things like that? The way that you already know it to be. It's like they're telling you something that's already been there. Yeah. United Kingdom, it's here. This new strain. Canada, Singapore, France, and in China. It would be, would it? That's where it all started in the first place. Going back, 3 years, 4 years. JN.1 was also found in the Indian state of Kerala. No, you don't say. We fucking know that. That's where it was found originally, not in America. A 79-year-old female patient had mild influenza-like symptoms and has since recovered. On Monday, neighbouring Karnataka State's health minister made masks mandatory. Yeah, the thing is, are they suitable for a fucking virus? Probably not. It'll make some pointless, doesn't it? It does. I mean, here in Britain, you've got to laugh at it. You had all these, you had the women jumping into pound shops to buy masks. Those little floral ones. What will they use the masks made out of? Oh, they wanted floral ones, because they were fancy. But no, nobody in Britain stops to think for even 1 second, for God's sake. Those masks that they were wearing, what are they made from? They weren't made for a cloth any different from a cotton fucking shirt or something. They weren't made from any special great filter or anything. They weren't filtered, those masks. They weren't keeping anything in, and they weren't keeping anything out either. They were just somebody trying to make a quick buck, And even the little blue ones, by the way, the shop across the road from me a couple of years back was selling them for 25 pence a pop. And it shows you how dumb they were too. I pointed this out to them, and they thought it was blooming hilarious. They had those blue masks in an open box sitting on the counter so that people could just pick a mask and give them 25p for a mask, I mean, anybody with any common sense would see that right away, what was wrong with that. I pointed it out to him, and the little woman behind the counter at the time with white hair said, "Yeah, but I've not got COVID." That's what she said. I've not got COVID. I don't have COVID, she said. So, well, fair enough. Fair enough. Do what you like. I don't care. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it shows you how stupid people are. Even shopkeepers, not them all, some of them, like them across the road. Unbelievable. Wide open so that anybody could come over. And if they had any person, and there would have been people walking into that shop with COVID, obviously, at the time, 2 or 3 years back, obviously. Stands to reason. There wasn't not anybody that walked in there that never had COVID, obviously, somebody did, right? So, somebody walks in there with COVID, they don't even have to talk to anybody. to fire out COVID with their voice or anything, with their breath. Obviously, when you're talking in public or talking like this, your breath's coming out of your mouth with your voice. Where does your breath come from? Deep inside your lungs. What's deep inside your lungs if you've got COVID? COVID! But the general public out there is sick as pig shit. They really are. So, they had that box sitting over there while you'd open it on the counter. And I said to him, you just take somebody to walk in. They don't even have to say anything. They only have to be breathing normally. Or if they were walking quickly, they'd be breathing a bit deeper. Therefore, there's more COVID coming out, and probably could affect your masks. No, they didn't give a fuck about that. Fuck that, man. And I thought, well, no, I certainly wouldn't buy one of them if I didn't know they didn't work for viruses anyway, which they don't. Little blue masks don't. And people ignore this. General public in Britain ignore this. All these people that died, all these doctors and nurses that died down in England in the hospitals, catching COVID, whilst wearing their poxy shitty little blue mask. They showed you photographs. Yeah, they were in there wearing a little shitty, even on documentaries and that, they were wearing the shitty little blue mask. They don't work for viruses. They will never work for viruses. They were never made for viruses. I've said to tons of people, right, buy a packet of them, the phone number, the contact information. Usually these days there's a phone number there anyway. Phone them up and ask them. Just ask them a simple question. Does your blue surgical mask? I bought these surgical masks and give them the number of it. The model number, because they're all different models of blue masks. And just ask them, does this model of this mask that I bought, will it stop me from inhaling COVID-19 whilst I am wearing it properly? The answer will be no. If people don't, they don't mean, fuck's sake, even if people are selling masks, the only ones that knew what they were doing, I think, was Boots the chemist. And they ended up with a contact with the government. And probably it wasn't just about masks, it was about, I found out what that was about actually. That was the jabs, giving out jabs. Giving out these stupid jabs, man. Now, if I owned a chemist, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah. Chemists might be there to help you. They're not meant to be there to help the Tories make a quick buck out of a country's fucking misery, you know what I mean? And that's all that happened here. So anyway, they've got all these masks on display, on their website, and all the different variations of blue masks. There's about 5 of them or something like that, just the blue masks alone. And what they did do, they never told you. They didn't come out with it and straight and have on the website that, these do not work for COVID-19. They done it a roundabout way where only people using their common sense would realise, what they did was they told you what those masks are capable of doing. That's what they told you about those masks they were selling, what they are capable of doing. And that wasn't a hell of a lot, actually, compared to viruses, Just keep them snot, smutting and all that, If somebody coughs or anything like that if you're a dentist or what have you. And that's why dentists stayed off work too. Because they knew those masks didn't work for fucking viruses. And they weren't stupid enough to go in, but they had to eventually. So that's why they wore a stupid little blue mask and a plastic visor. And I can guarantee you there might have been one or two dentists that still got COVID off patient. Because the visor's it's not airtight, you know what I mean? It's just a fucking visor. So, and because people seen that on the telly, quite a few other people, members of the public, wore a visor. Not a great deal of them, but I've seen some of them. And I'm saying, well, wear it if you like, it's up to you. There might be a chance that you might not, if somebody's COVID comes at you and sticks to the outside of the visor and doesn't go any further, right behind you or anything, around about you or anything, then you know you probably wouldn't catch it. That's just by chance, but you know, because they're not airtight. If it's not airtight, it's not going to work. It's still not going to work if it's not got a proper filter to keep viruses out within the mask material. And none of them do. They're only there to keep out, as I say, people's coughs and sneezes and things like that. So that's always a little blue mask are ever designed for. Then you can phone the manufacturers up and ask them. It's the best way to do it. You know, and say people, but I don't know. I gave up. I don't know. They seem to just sit there and vegetate and rot, you know, and wait on the government, even though they don't trust the government on government's advice. But they don't trust them. They keep telling people on the internet, I don't know, we don't trust, even out here, we don't trust the government, we don't trust the Tories. But they sat and waited for their advice, which was the wrong advice in the first place, time and time again. Oh, mugs, man. And that's the first thing I've said that on Facebook as well. Yeah, plenty of times. They're mugs. That proves they're mugs, man. Unbelievable. And people like nurses and all that were actually, a lot of them were actually recommending the vaccine, but it wasn't a vaccine. That's the thing. And the nurses didn't know any more about it than they were told. And there was some nurses that wouldn't take that stupid jab, but were actually at the same time jabbing other people. Hypocrisy. Yeah. Meanwhile, I got a letter through, a letter from my local doctor's surgery asking me to go down to my local swimming baths to get jabbed. And I thought, piss off. Get a real, man. Local swimming baths, you're having a laugh. And yeah, it was a doctor's surgery only 10 minutes away. Swimming baths a good half hour away. Yeah. Totally ridiculous. Anyway, I'll put this link on the description down below this video. Yep, I'll do that.